And we're live. Merry Christmas, Matt.
Merry Christmas.
we're cutting it. It's down to the wire. We got some games to get through, and Christmas. The clock is ticking on Christmas. So let's do this.
All good gamers, our scheduling is terrible.
Yes, right. We're just fitting it in when we can. Family obligations and all kinds of nonsense. Death in the family, all that stuff that happens around the Christmas season.
Oh, man.
All that just messes with you. All right. So where are we? So I guess we've got 6 games. So do you have a D6?
Oh, yes, I do.
So I'm going to save us some time and not walk around and put things in a box. I'll just use this lid as kind of cover, and we'll just reveal. We'll do a reveal, a casual reveal.
A 6.
A 6? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. We'll see how this works here. There's our overhead. Okay, so game number 7, or I guess we're counting backwards, so this would be... We're doing 3, 2, 1? No, we did 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we started at 1. Because this is in no order. This doesn't represent quality. It's just an example. So our game number 7 is Ironsworn Starforged.
Oh, okay.
So this is showing you also how far behind I got with looking at games this year. So they have an asset deck, which is kind of I think it was just included in the base pledge, but Ironsworn is a fantasy setting, and this is a really interesting game system that can be soloed or played with a group, and has a lot of really interesting management. So done in this style, and I don't know if Ironsworn, the original, ever got a release like this. I think it was all print on demand, or mostly print on demand. And so they did offer a print on demand for Ironsworn as a add-on from DriveThru. So yeah, I think they usually credit. No, I think this was a full. I think this was a full binding. Yeah, this is the real deal.
That's nice. I played Ironsworn But yeah, we just had printouts. We didn't have anything.
Yeah, and I think early on that's all there was until when because it was out for a while. Oh, and then they gave you there's a spiral bound, which I'm not a huge fan of. It does lay nice and flat, but they do a spiral bound reference. So this would be nice for like I have right now an overhead camera solo play. Might be fun to do with that. So let's take a quick look. So the thing I was really impressed with Ironsworn is the character sheet, is how you track things on the character sheet, and using like paper clips and things, and the way you track. Oh yeah, nice art too. The way you tracked how they did. Oh yeah, so this is the fully printed deluxe edition. So I think the easy.
Modiphius is on there.
Yeah, Modiphius. Yeah, I think Modiphius did the distribution. For this version. So this is Shawn Tompkin, and just kind of changing the setting. And this isn't, if you're going to do, I guess, more modern sci-fi, it's different enough that you can't. It doesn't cross over. As far as like if you're using tables, you need different tables, and it's planets, planets instead of kingdoms and lands and things. And Chris, interestingly enough, with Ironsworn was what Chris used to do a kind of a choose your own adventure Twitter feed for a while. It was kind of generating a Robert E. Howard style fantasy story, and using Ironsworn to kind of create the world build and the character and everything.
Yeah, Ironsworn's perfect for solo stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very cool. So welcome to the Forge. So let's see if they make reference to the first book, and then if anything has changed rules-wise or anything. So making moves, the action roll, momentum, progress tracking, legacy tracks, condition meter, impacts, assets, oracles, then equipment, vehicles, navigating the Forge, the flow of play, launching your campaign. Well, they really go through. That's nice. Prep is play. That's encouraging. Choose your truths. I wonder if the Star Trek solo looked at this at all, for kind of inspiration for the captain's log. Create your character, build a starting sector, and begin your adventure. Yeah, it does seem. I guess both would be the same. You think about fantasy for some reason more in epic terms, but sci-fi does seem like planet hopping in sci-fi does seem to be a fun episodic way to do a solo deal.
Yeah, and this looks, just looking at this table of contents, looks like there's a lot more to it than what I remember from Ironsworn, but I think that's kind of natural for sci-fi. If you're trying to be a rules light game, you're going to have some more rules in there. Right.
Yeah, so the gameplay is exploring the depths, session moves, adventure moves, quest moves, connection moves, exploration moves. Oh yeah, right, because that's true, because you are exploring technically in fantasy, but in sci-fi it's more strictly you could be looking for new life forms or whatever. Yeah, it's not all about the gold. Combat moves, suffer moves, recover, threshold, legacy, and fate. So the clocks, conflict between allies, principles of play. Chapter 4 is foes and encounters, so forging NPCs. Oh, and they already have a bunch of sample pre-generated, lots of them. Wow, NPCs, joining forces with NPCs. Chapters and oracles, is using the oracles, the core oracles, space encounters, planets, and then settlements, starships, characters, creatures, factions. Ooh, derelicts, there you go. Crawl a space hulk, precursor vaults, location themes, miscellaneous oracles, more oracle options. And then the end is move and asset glossary, artist credits, beautiful, look at that, a whole page of artist credits. And index.
Midjourney.
Yes, yeah, right. Yeah, Midjourney AI version 5.3. So let's take a quick look. So for inspirations, of course, It said Ironsworn Starforged is built upon mechanics and the creative inspiration from many games. So here's the most direct influences: Apocalypse World, Blades in the Dark, City of Judas, Dungeon World, Fate, Mythic, and Stars Without Number. Nice. We'll just take a quick look through. Yeah, wow. Yeah, beautifully. Like full page art. That's really nice. That really gives you good inspiration and theming, especially if you're doing solo stuff.
Yeah, sci-fi is tricky because I mean I'm sure that's probably why there's so much more. Seems to be so much more to this than the Ironsworn. Because you can't just have the rules for any old sci-fi thing. You have to kind of build it to give a sense of, well, what kind of sci-fi is this? You know, is it where's our tech levels at and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot more to establish in the because you're not just building one world. You're kind of building worlds and a universe. Yeah, that's very true. So their list of what you need to play. So 2d10s for each player, 1d6, and then optionally a pair of d10s to use as the oracle dice. And you can also, for print and play materials, assets cards, the Starforged play kit. Nice. Oh, and here, the settings. So the adventures are set within the Forge. So this is a globular cluster in orbit around your people's home galaxy. It is 1,700 light years above the galactic plane and a bright island in a dark void. So, so already, they're kind of putting you in a place so that you can map it out from there. So everyone's forge will be different, and I guess in everyone's starting homeworld will be different. That would be cool, too, to kind of work together with other players to like the things that they've mapped out, the things they've decided, you reflect that in yours, you kind of share data.
The universe.
Then be running into each other and undermining each other in your solo sessions. It'd be cool to include actual other players' PCs in your game. Nice. Yeah, and they spell it. So they spell out the regions. There's already regions of the Forge. So Terminus is your people landed in a region following their exodus from their home galaxy. The Outlands, the Expanse, and the Void. Yeah, and they kind of just represent that for you. Mechanics and fiction. Yeah, so it's basically as I haven't read completely through the rules, but it is a very storytelling mechanic, right? You're basically you've got moves that you're making and an oracle telling you how that went.
Yeah, we Will and I played a 2-player version, and we were having fun with it. So we got some of the folks we play RPGs with to try it, and it was interesting because it's so relies on your own narrative, your own creativity, about what's going to happen next or what the tone of an encounter is. And some of the folks in our group just exhausted them, like they couldn't,
right?
Because you have to kind of do it for every decision, and they were just like broken. They're just like too much thinking.
Right. Yeah, that's true. If that's not, if you just want to be told, what's going on so you can react to it instead of, so where did you walk into? I don't know. A room. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
They sort of get their little flowchart here of fiction. So envision the situation and your intent, and then mechanics, take action and resolve the outcome, and then the fiction, apply the outcome to the situation, rinse and repeat. Yeah, so the basic. Oh, and the Iron Vows. Yeah, I think this was in Ironsworn as well, right? So for the people of the Forge, the Iron Vow is sacred. When you hold the piece of iron, and declare your solemn promise to serve or aid someone or to complete a personal quest, your honor is bound to that vow. Those who undertake these sworn quests are called Ironsworn. Oh, that's how they connect the settings. Nice.
Yeah, well, the game that Will and I did, it's funny that this is a space version because we were literally space Vikings. Crash landed on a fantasy planet.
Oh, nice.
Looking for iron. Yeah, it's funny.
Very cool. Nice. Oh yeah, there's the sheet. I really liked how things were represented and how you track stuff on that sheet. That was really, really an impressive piece of design. So basically, paper clips on the edge to kind of keep your, instead of like dials or whatever, or, using faces of dice to keep levels of things tracked. And really good. And so the stats in this game are edge, heart, iron, shadow, and wits. Yeah, so it feels very powered by the apocalypse in that way. Nice. You are driven, you are Ironsworn, you're a spacer, you're competent, you're imperfect, and you're unbound. So making moves and dice, best practices and moves. Oh wow. Yeah, that's nice. They of course, if the character sheet is designed well, of course the book is going to be laid out and designed well and be very, visually. Well, there's our paper clip.
Yeah, the layout looks really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they did that. Yeah,
the full color art is really nice too.
Yeah, that's really great. And unfortunately, it's to get a decent print on demand copy of this is going to be, and I think that's why I decided to go in on the deluxe. Unlike Stars Without Number, that gets really, really pricey, and has nice art as well. But this was much more reasonable. This deluxe edition was much more reasonable. The print on demand, I believe, is actually more expensive than this, which is silly. Yeah, because you're losing so much in quality. But and because I guess it's a smaller book as well. But yeah, really, really well put together. Oh yeah, and here's the. I love this too. This system for track for progress.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice. Making the lines, lines through things because visually, there we go. So marking a reward, so an X and then a plus to that X. So those are like the three states of something. Yeah, I think that works visually. That's so great. That really really is easy to read. Yeah. So here's a filled character sheet. Looks like that. Yeah, just very clever. Very well done. Yeah, and nice quality on the, they didn't go crazy glossy on the pages, but it's a nice coat. So the art stands out. You can see, it's getting a little glare, but not crazy. On the art is represented really well. It reproduces well. Oh yeah, and so here's the asset. We'll take a look at the asset deck. So I guess that's probably why it was included, is because the deck of cards is tied very heavily to the mechanics. So they're even talking about the cards themselves, in the rule book.
Yeah.
So they're not so optional, are they? It's a little frustrating too, because I like having a book on the shelf and this. Where do you keep this? That's the thing. Thing with cards or like custom dice. It's like. The book and the thing, they're going to get separated. The accessory is going to get separated, and hopefully...
Right, you want to keep it with its relevant game, but...
Right. Yeah, that's always a little...
That's why box sets are cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. That's why box sets are great, because the custom dice, everything goes right in there. Oh, wow, look at that. Cross sections. That's great.
See, and stuff like that is neat, because that's totally... just for like the theme and the atmosphere. There's nothing about the way they make this game that you would need to know like the layout of a ship or anything.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's just kind of to help you visualize and help probably in the storytelling process. Kind of like, okay, now I know that the lower deck is where I would. Yeah, that's great. Nice. Oh, and here's our little flow chart to the kind of flow of play. So envision the current situation and what your character is doing, and ask and answer a question about the situation, location, and other characters. And when your action on the current situation triggers a move, make that move. And then the results: strong hit, weak hit, or a miss. And a strong hit, what do you do next? And the weak hit, what happens next? Nice. Yeah, that's great. And yeah, visually representing that, I think, helps it all go easily, because you can literally just kind of fall back on that because I think it's easy to overcomplicate or when you're especially storytelling, get off track and be like, okay, just go back to the basic structure of play. Let's not get distracted.
It's kind of neat. In a weird way, it's kind of like what we're doing right now with Deathmatch Island, because we need to know whether you succeed or fail, but then it's up to the players to kind of build what that looked like.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting too because Terry has like a tendency to okay, I want to do this, so how do I do this? It's like, well, you don't need to do that. You just narratively you can do that, and so narratively do that, but mechanically, it doesn't mean anything. So that's interesting because that is I think maybe a more modern storyteller kind of RPG style.
Yeah. I think it's harder for old school gamers, but I think it's also harder for 5e. Walled garden gamers because they're so used to everything being broken down. Yeah,
that's true. What stat do I roll? Yeah, that's very true.
Even some of the Powered by the Apocalypse games, they have all these moves and there's no, you don't feel like you're free to do something else.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's really true. And the limitations, like what moves actually do, you get information, you change a NPC's mind, it's like sometimes it's like, no, I don't want to do any of that, so how do I do that? How do I do this other thing that I wanted to?
Right. I literally want to just hit on the barmaid, man. Come on.
Right. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Our Monster Hearts games. That's all it became is High School Romance, the musical. Oh. Yeah. It got crazy. Yeah. Really. Really well done.
The lady with a katana.
It is.
Any good sci-fi game where there's salt is going to have a lady with a katana.
Right. You gotta always. So those Japanese weapons make it live forever. I guess they just last forever. They're always sharp. They last forever. So there you go. The only thing left in the future. Cockroaches and katanas. There's our new system. There's our new game.
That katana with the monomolecular edge.
Yes, right. Right. Yes. It's down to the width of a single molecule. Nice. Yeah, they definitely do. That's always an interesting thing to see because there's a lot of pages. Like this is quite a thick book.
That's chunky.
Yeah. So almost 400. Yeah, 400 pages. So how much art are you going to put in 400 pages? Because you need to get the information across, but you also want to keep coming back to your your theming and kind of inspirational. Because I think that's the thing that a lot of games forget is, and that was the thing that was really depressing with the one system that we always complain about. But the art, the art was really generic. No, like a similar type thing. The one. It's so pathetic. The one that was supposed to be uncovering these strange artifacts. You're playing a fantasy game, but it's in a lost culture where there's these things that you can uncover. It's a
the Monty Cook one.
Yes, yeah, Monty Cook's
Numenera.
Numenera, yeah. So a lot of the art for that was so generically fantasy. It was like you're not giving us a feel for what we're doing here. You're not giving us anything new. And I think the artwork, that's the job of the artwork in these books, is to say what the setting is and what it's not. Is it going to be chainmail bikinis and battle axes, or is it going to be something you haven't seen before, or like a hybrid of things. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, they break everything out into boxes. Yeah, I think they did a nice job of reinforcing and not too heavily. Like this is, and maybe because they're aware that a lot of people are just going to be seeing this as a PDF and wanting to print it, they're not going black background, gold text or anything. It's incredibly readable. And you just don't have to print the full color pages.
Right.
Yeah.
It does seem like at a glance like a ton more material than was in Ironsworn.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right, and it kind of elaborates on expeditions and yeah. So you can do you completely, but that's interesting though because you basically then can just play this combat free. You know, if that's something you actually wanted to do, yeah, you could play this completely weapons free and just let's run.
Yeah,
Let's get out of here. But what fun is that? Look at all these rules for facing defeat.
endure harm.
Endure stress. It's all enduring. Companion takes a hit. That's why you have a companion. For them to take the hits. Sacrifice resources. Withstand damage.
My Viking had some kind of. I'm trying to remember what. Oh, it was like my blind psychic uncle that followed me around or something weird
nice.
like that. It was pretty hilarious.
Nice. Yeah, we might have to put this in the queue. Get some, try some Starforged. Get this in that long queue we got going. But games like this, though, I think it would be fun to, like if we were off or didn't have something prepared, because this game is all about the prep. You know, prep is the game. So yeah, we could just pick this up and start fleshing things out.
Just start riffing.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh yeah, there's the clocks. Yeah, I like the clocks mechanic better than I thought I would. The first game that we played, that's like, okay, no, there's going to be 4 clocks in this game. I'm like, no, no clocks, please. but it works well because especially you do need something to move the plot forward and kind of force you to move on. Instead of just like you can spend all day walking around the marketplace. And an entire session is like, wow, we fleshed out. We know what every stall sells at this entire. Oh, look at that!
Ooh,
nice ring.
So much better than Zack Snyder's Space Vagina.
Yeah, that was a really bad first image. I mean, that just killed it.
The opening was bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was like an EVE Online ship, like an EVE Online level design. Early era EVE Online ship coming out of a purple space vagina. I'm like, no. And I went back because people kept referencing this. I went back and watched Battle Beyond the Stars. That is such a much better movie. Like it's just entertaining. Like that movie, because everybody is such a type and it's all so silly. All the the characters and the alien races and things, and they do none of that in Bad Moon. What is it? Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon. Bad Rebel Moon. Yeah. Isn't oh man, I barely remember that movie. Isn't it like John Boy from the Waltons?
It is. He's playing a farm boy. Weird, yeah. But it's literally the exact same plot where this evil space guy shows up, threatens these farming people. I'll wipe you out if you don't give me everything your farm produces. And they send John Boy out, who's this reluctant. He's like a pacifist, but he knows how to. He's one of the few people that knows how to fly a ship. And they send him out to collect the people to protect them. And
then it goes Seven Samurai.
Yeah, and then it's the whole Seven Samurai thing, and yeah, it's very funny how much better, or just it's much more likable. It's a cheesy Roger Corman movie, but it's it's very charming, and you remember the characters. It's really hard to remember what they were doing with Rebel Moon.
They probably actually get some scenes where they have dialogue and interact with each other.
Yes,
and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they're saving that for the director's cut. All that character development, all that extra stuff we don't need.
Yeah, jeez.
Wow, nice. The enemies list is great. Drift Pirates, Ember Wisp, Firestorm Troopers. Some nice evocative names. A flare wing shark. Don't do it.
Sounds bad.
Nice. Hey, that's a little avatar-y.
Yeah, you'd have to change it. You have to change it to unobtainium Starforged.
Yeah, right. The unobtainium. Oh man. You swear to unobtainium. Nice. A sky roost with tentacles. Yeah, these are great. Yeah, great names. And at a glance, you can tell kind of the level that you're dealing with of badness.
Yeah, I don't remember Ironsworn having all these example creatures and stuff either. Like, I seem to remember us just sort of making everything up.
Yeah, this might be, it might be a direction that they moved in. And we didn't see, and there may be a way to say, use the stuff in the book, or, here's a table to roll, to generate your own.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably all just there to get your mind going. And if you can't get something, because, it's almost OSR-like in that way. It's like, just find the bear in the monster manual and turn it into whatever you want.
Right. Yeah. This is a bear in some kind of hideous monstrous costume. But it's a bear. It's going to hit as hard as a bear. Oh, yeah, and then they have to give you like explanations of types of worlds and what you're dealing with. Nice.
Yeah, sci-fi just brings, like, it just implicitly has this extra crunch. Like, you can't really get away from it. You have to have more detail than a fantasy game. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's true. And then the ships and the ship's missions. Oh, here we go. Yeah, characters. Oh, nice. Look at all those names, generating names upon names upon names. Very nice. Different factions, Dominion, Guild, fringe groups.
It's interesting. So they're factions, but they're kind of like generic Dominion, Guild.
Yeah, you can fit them into what you do. Yeah, so none of it will kind of conflict. Yeah, because a guild could be anything. A Dominion could be anything. You kind of know what that implies, but you can detail it out. Derelict living. That sounds like right up my alley. Wow.
Oh, I got tricked by AI and Google.
Uh-oh.
This is sort of relevant because it's sci-fi. There was this thing an article on Google, and it showed a 40K Lego box.
Right.
And I was like, what? And I started reading the article, and of course it's one of those clickbaity gibberish articles.
Yeah, right.
And then finally it's like, oh, just imagine if this AI art was a real thing. I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah, just when you thought those like fake movie trailers were annoying, now they're going to be they're probably going to be better than the actual trailers produced for films. And you're going to want to see that movie. Like, that's weird. AI is going to generate this, like, weird mishmash of, oh, I wish that would have been a thing, So it's going to be really weird. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and I don't like, how people are playing with that now and just trying to, it's every day's an April Fool's joke, It's like with AI. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here's that. Yeah, here's that system with the ticks. 1 tick, 2 ticks. It's getting pretty formidable. It's getting troublesome. It's getting downright dangerous. Oh, nice. Yeah. And here's kind of the Oracle stuff. Yeah. On a miss, take +X when you. Nice. Look at this. Joshua Meehan, Nathan Gray, Sarah Dellinger, and Jeff Zugale. And they even get their link trees and their links in there. God, good job. Yeah.
That is good.
That's really good. All right. And a nice big index.
Also good.
Yeah. Nice. Really nice laid out. May all your vows be fulfilled. There we go. Your iron vows. Nice. Oh, yeah. So they're talking about the 3 ways to play. So the guided, the co-op, and the solo. All in one book. Yeah, look at that chunky Chunky tome.
Guided, so that would be more of having a GM. Huh?
Right, yeah, probably. Yeah, doing some hidden roles or kind of like, crafting stuff.
I got a feeling this one's a little more fleshed out, a little more meant to, appeal to different crowds than the first one.
Yeah, I think you're right. So let's take a quick look at the reference guide. So this handy companion to Ironsworn Starforged contains core content from the rulebook and to allow you, along with additional condensed summaries. Also, this is maybe more what you can flip through while you're playing instead of the book, and that'll save a lot of wear and tear on the binding, because this binding will never die; it'll just get squished.
Yeah, and that's once you get the core resolution down and understand what you're doing. That's all you want. You just want the tables.
Right. Yeah, and this is nice too if you're playing co-op, though. To be at there's 2 resources you can share to look things up. Yeah. So basically everything we saw. We won't go through it again, but just kind of distilled down and a little bit more accessible, and just something you can leave laying out, easily to refer to, and even fold it back. Nice. Yeah. So this and the cards, I believe,
very, very 90s era wire bind.
Yes. Yeah, I hate what these have the potential of doing to your other books and things, but no, it is very utilitarian. It works well. So let's take a look at the cards. They showed us some of the examples of the cards. Oh yeah, these are nice too. Really nice heavy coat on these cards. So yeah, you can definitely write with a dry erase on these cards, and you're not going to do any damage. And they just break things down into paths and stuff, and they're
like the character features.
Yeah, it looks like, I think the things that will have their own rules you'll need to refer to. So like your ships and like parts of your ships or parts of your settlement, and basically equipment that you will have. And I don't know if you use these. Oh yeah, and they're broken up on the back, and little references, to everything. Yeah, so here we go. So on the back, this is nice. They have a similar layout. Oh, but they changed the color of the planet. That's so cool. So the color of the planet changes to, and that is reflected in this design. So this is green. Oops, see. So this is green, and this is green. Nice. Yeah. So
really good.
Yeah.
High production value. I wonder if Modiphius has had a hand in why that's so nice.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, so deed, companion, path. Lots of path. Yeah, that may be something that you need randomly. And support vehicle, modules.
I might be wrong, but I think the paths were like the traits for your character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think you're right. Weapon master. Yeah, and then it gives you the mechanics. Oh, and then maybe for upgrading too. Kind of leveling up. So then you get further abilities. Yeah, so these will handle a marker, a dry erase marker. Well. Yeah, so I think these are not an optional, but a very useful, or not completely optional, but a pretty important part of doing stuff. And maybe just because then you can visually, you don't have to, write everything out, and then and when you level up, add everything. You just have this, next to your character sheet. Save you all that writing time. Nice. And let's just hope they never get separated from from this book.
Right.
I'm just gonna duct tape it right to the front of the book. So that was Ironsworn Starforged. Yeah, nice. Really nice looking, beautiful production value. So yeah, this is the deluxe version that may still be. I don't know if it ever went to retail. Let's see if it's got a barcode. It does have a barcode. So Modiphius may have this for sale around, but of course all of it is available digitally and print on demand at a much cheaper. The digital, of course, is a much cheaper. Print on demand is probably more expensive than this was, because it's pretty brutal now with the all the increased costs for drive-through. All right, so our game number 7. Woo. All right, so get that die handy, Matt.
We're down to 5, right?
Yep. We're down to 5.
We'll turn a 10 into a 5.
Oh, there you go. A 10. Perfect.
5 it is.
All right. 5. Oh no. Okay. Well, we're staying about the same size here, but this is going to be much more elaborate. All right. Here we go. So our next, and this is several releases, but it's all the same game, all at once. So what is this? Our game number 8 is Troika.
Oh, Troika.
Yeah. So this was a look at all they give you so much extra stuff always, and this isn't going to reflect how well this was actually wrapped. There's one thing that's still wrapped. In tissue paper, and unfortunately they do, like they wrap it in hand by tissue paper with their own little stickers on it, and that does not survive international travel at all. Wow. So this recent Kickstarter, so this is the new version that they just kickstarted, a softcover version that actually also, and it's signed as well. Look at that. That opens up and has a lot of extra stuff going on. Yeah, so basically it can be your screen, can operate as there's instructions for how it operates as your little Game Master screen.
With binder clips.
Yeah, right. Put those binder clips on there. Oh, right. And then here's the sheets that would, oh no, these are the maps, I think. Yes. Oh yeah, here's a, ooh.
This is cool. This is a game I've heard about a lot, but I really don't know much about it all. Yes,
so here's the Numinous version is the version that's been around for the longest time. They're the Melsonian Arts Council, the name of the group that publishes this. And this was a recent Kickstarter where they did a book that was just a little more functional. I think it's the same rules with maybe some little bit of, but yeah, these are basically, they're very much art books. So here's the original version, just for a little bit of comparison. And do they have a year for this? Oh, yeah. So the copyright is from 2015. Yeah, 2015 to 18. And basically you're rolling a D66 to get your character type. And the character type is just, your playing the base game, your idea of what a demon stalker is, or your idea of what a dwarf or a epot or a exotic warrior would be in the setting that you guys are kind of making together. So that's the thing that's very interesting.
So you're like cooperatively building a world together.
Yeah, I think the game master kind of guides you, and there are setting books. So we'll take a look at some of those, like kind of adventure books with settings. But yeah, a lot of it is just kind of figuring out how the world is working. Yeah. So here's so this is what's been out for the longest time, and let's take a look at how that compares with the new GM cover soft base. Yeah, and see the binding. It's like great. It opens. It folds away, so it stands up. And this is basically newsprint. This was a very inexpensive version. I think it's going to be similar. So maybe they've had to change the art to work better with the black and white.
Very stripped down.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So not every character class gets art. Yeah, they just kind of break it down that way. So this, I think, the same contents. It looks like different layout, and maybe some typefacing and stuff has changed. So the simple kind of a much cheaper disposable version, and then that came with some maps to give you, or these. I may have things confused here, because here we have the Blancmange and Thistle. So a 6-story a 6-story building with a map, and then the Prime Minister of Owls, which is who you're gonna have to deal with. So yeah, here's the Troika. Sorry, that writing. So it's a booklet of backgrounds from higher shelves. From the higher shelves. Nice. That's why there's owls. Yeah. So more backgrounds. A link strainer marked by the corner. The Prime Minister of Owls. I'm sorry, I can't join this adventure. I'm the Prime Minister of Owls.
Sacramental.
Economist. Sacramental economist. Yes. Stone Mother. Oh, with her stone baby. Yes, I think that was some support materials. And now we're getting into more of the stuff that was released. Oh, and also, they included some dice. So here's just your D6s that you need, but they've got the little mark.
What kind of
on
system?
Them. I think you're mostly doing like 2d6 for resolution, but then here's also Oh, that's right. Here's D12s that roll as D6s as well. So just
the one that sticks twice?
Yes. 1 to 6 twice. Look at those big, chunky 12s. Nice.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's fun. Nice. And you even get a pin, an enamel pin. See, they give you all the stuff. Yeah, there's pins and stickers and postcards, so they really reinforce the... So a little... Oh, sorry, you're not seeing that at all. A little squid fella with a shell on his head.
The aesthetic of this game is like somewhere between like Dungeon Crawl Classics and Oddworld.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's like... No,
that's true. Yeah, because the art, they really go... let the artists, go really crazy. Okay, so yeah, so this was its own campaign for this book, and the other campaign that also happened last year was for the Big Squirm. So the sticker, I think, is and here's our bookmark for the Big Squirm. So this is a setting. It's kind of a mystery setting.
Okay.
Yes. So I think it's a worm.
Detective.
Yes, you're a detective. You're a pig detective. So I think it is a little bit more like film noir detective story, but the setting is I think a rich family that worm farming is their whole deal. They made their money on worm farming. That's why it's called the Big Squirm. And these aren't your usual worms. So let's take a look. Yeah, look at this. They really wrap this well. It's just too bad it doesn't survive so well. If this was shipped domestically, it'd be a much better ship. Oh, this is just like a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, wow. Very nice. Yeah, and it looks just like a title card for an old 40s film noir. Yes. The Big Squirm. So you have the basic Troika rules, and then there are several of these adventure books that give you a setting. And I think you can take characters from the core book, or they also kind of theme things a little bit more around. So this is Luke Gearing doing this adventure. And really, I mean, the paper quality is amazing. Really nice, really interesting illustrations, like very evocative and playful illustrations. But yeah, so previously, the thing that I really liked of his, that I flipped through probably the most, is the Acid Death Fantasy. That's a pretty cool. I'll show you that book here. It's in the pile. So I think he. Let me just double check. Is that so I don't miscredit anybody? Yeah. So Daniel Sell is the creator of the rule set, and Luke Gearing does a lot of probably the most popular adventures and things for Troika. But this is a beautiful book. Oh yeah. So here I'll give you the setting. So yes, the award-winning author of Acid Death Fantasy. So the new hard-boiled adventure for Troika. In the mystery The Big Squirm, players explore Downgate Arches, a wealthy neighborhood suspended from chains in the heart of the infinite city of Troika. The city's powerful factions have lost an unfathomable amount of money in a disastrous scarfworm investment scheme. And the secrets players uncover in their investigation will have massive implications in their ongoing campaigns. The Big Squirm produces a huge amount of gameable material, taking your games further into the weird and infinite worlds of Troika. Nice. So this is quite, you can tell just looking at the other adventures, this is quite a meaty
it's like a campaign.
Yeah. So they give you a lot. I like the whole region is suspended on chains, and there's scarf worm farming, of course. Yeah, this is really, really nicely done. The scarf worm is a warm and fuzzy, pliant creature. The hue of its fur cannot be described using colors.
That's handy.
Oh, and there's a pretender worm. Of course there is. So running the module, the investigators and agents, interested parties, locations outside of Troika, and then the appendices. Yeah, really nice. I really like, how these adventure books look.
It's interesting because it's a big book, but part of that I think is just because of how they've chosen to do their layout.
Oh yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah. Holstein, Private Investigator General. Nice.
So that's the basic conceit of Troika. Is this just like some giant city that you play in?
Yeah, I think Troika is the name of the city or the kingdom. I'm not sure how far it extends. Yeah, but it's a fantastic city where all kinds of crazy things. Yeah, it's very. Yeah, there is like a storybook or like and a little bit of a nonsense theme too. You know, I can definitely feel the they're purposely trying to, things are kind of making references to ridiculous things like the owl and the pussycat kind of level.
It's whimsical.
Yes. Yeah, and the art, they don't they keep that nice and obvious in the art, the kind of like watercolor tone and the thin line drawings. Yeah, and a lot of the maps are like this as well. So you just basically, it's locations and you kind of know what you're dealing with, but yeah, mechanically you're not easily placing yourself there. It's a little bit abstracted to the point that you're not actually imagining what it's like. It is whimsical. Oh, and look at all those maps. Find your way. Worm farming ain't easy. Nice. Yeah, lots of things to roll with your crazy D6s. Yeah, and so everything, it's basically an adventure, so everything is laid out. Oh, and a little ribbon bookmark as well. Nice bright yellow. So yeah, all the, get some of this. Oh yeah, there's much more art. But the layouts of the buildings, yeah, that's all the floors we were on. Nice. Yeah, wow, lots of nice full-page art as well. The Floating Autonomous Zone Orb, formerly the Cat's Eye Prowler. All the ex-military live aboard that. The Scarf Worm Exchange. Whoa, there you go. Yeah, I think this is one of the big promo images when they were promoting this setting. Nice, yes. So, very whimsical. So, yeah, a lot of the similar maps and things. So, basically, I hope we haven't completely spoiled the adventure, but there's a lot of description of all the places. Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing the system's pretty narrative, like you're not measuring movement or anything like that.
Right, probably. Right. Yeah, it's much. Yeah, it's very simple. I can't remember. I think it's a very simple. Like you have your character. Like once you roll your character, basically you get your advanced skills would just be listed with the character, and otherwise, I think you're just rolling 2d6 for resolving just about everything. All right, so here's when the original Troika was produced. Here's some of the other ones. So Andrew Walters, Fronds of Benevolence, some more. So I think I ordered these all together with the big squirm because there was stuff. These for a while were on online retailers and stuff, but they eventually just sold out. So maybe they did their initial print run and those went to online retailers. And then once they sold out, that was it. So the only way to get them without ordering, directly from the website, the cheaper way to get them is just bundled in with a crowdfunder. So it's the same sort of thing. Let's get the setting for this. So Duke Decorticus is dying. The peaceful linchpin of the Duchy of Plandera is under threat. It's a quasi-arboreal ruler. He is starved of his esoteric earths. Sedition is rife. Assassins glint in the shadows, and green ink is everywhere. Oh, wow. So 4 to 6 players. Yeah. Nice. So the quest is to restore the stability, and it takes you to the Rainbow Badlands across the precipitous face of the wall and into the very vaults of the humpbacked sky. Fronds of Benevolence is a chapbook. Yeah, that's right. These are called, they call these chapbooks for adventure in Troika for 4 to 6 players. That's a lot of people. All right.
Yeah, it's very like Oddworld Bastion Land, like just lots of florid language.
Yes, right. And Slow Sleigh to Plankton Downs by Ezra Caverly. So this is a journey to a glaciated world of Myung's missteps. Lands the players in the middle of a whodunit aboard the Nantucket sleigh ride, as they attempt to uncover the truth behind the mysterious murders plaguing the ship. Will they reveal the culprit or suffer a cold, lonely demise on the face of the unforgiving ice?
Another murder mystery.
Yeah. Murder abounds. Yeah, maybe it works really well as a crazy, whimsical film noir or an Agatha Christie. And here's Acid Death. I really like the art in this one as well. Yeah, so this is the one that I think Luke Gearing was most famous for at first. Oh yeah, let's do the back again. The slate was not wiped clean. It was shattered into countless jagged pieces, splintering a new world with the debris of the old. So this has a very like Middle Eastern journey across the desert wastes feeling. And very interesting. The character types and the enemy types are really interesting in this. So this has a lot of...
Oh, so this is a separate game.
Yeah, it's a separate setting. I think this is separate from... Because they don't have it connected to... I think you're traveling. Do they have... They don't list Troika on the map. So yeah, like a separate setting.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's the same rules.
Okay.
Yeah, same rules and everything. So yeah, you do your PC backgrounds the same way. The Rebel as your ape. Yeah, so maybe the appeal to this was a little more John Carter in its feel. So the travelers and a wasteland and a culture. So you can tell like from this map, there's some civilization, but you're moving between a lot of nothingness. And very nice evocative stuff. I like the how they things felt dangerous, and there's dune beetles and scorpions. Yeah, and this sort of imagery is great. It's a walking worm with a turret and a face.
Like you do.
Right. Yeah, so the things that... Oh, the stuff you encounter.
Okay, those... Oh, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but that picture made me think of this.
Oh, yeah?
Those confinement chair walker things in Rebel Moon.
Yes.
The whole thing with the like Anvil gun that you put in the back of it to paralyze them doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, right.
It's like if you did that up there, they'd lose their ability to breathe. Like it doesn't make any sense.
That's right. Paralyze them for shipping. Yeah, that was very, very silly. And yeah, it's just the visual I think they liked. Yeah, so three of the more popular chapbooks, and then and the big squirm for Troika. So yeah, we'll have to give this a shot sometime. I'm curious what you'll think of the system.
Yeah, it's interesting. The feel, the theme, and the colors. It's very like, I don't know, indie whimsy kind of thing. I kind of dig it. I don't know. I'm wondering if it's more suited to one-shot kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I feel it might be. Yeah, that might be a good point. Nice. And lots of postcards. Nice. Oh, yeah. Fronds of Benevolence. Yeah, so we get postcards based on things. But who can resist 2d6 rolled on d12s?
Those crack me up. It's like... Wait, just because.
just because there's more sides,
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So our game number 8 was Troika in all of its current state and supported adventures. All right, what do we got left here? So we're down to 4. Right? Yeah. You want to do a D8 or
get up the caltrop here? 3.
All right. Oh, there we go. Where's my camouflage, my cover here? All right. Here we are. So we're changing formats now. We're going to go big.
Okay.
Big and bold. All right, here it is. So our game number 8. Or 7, 8. This is 9. Game number 9. Yes. What could this be? So this is a special edition of this rule book that was it was on the Goodman Games site, and it was funny because I was looking at it, and it was like there was a special deal, and I had a deal for shipping. So I was like, okay, I'll do this, and it was the last one. So when I put it in my cart, it disappeared from the site. I was like, wow, I guess I'm going to get this game. But this is a dust jacket. Oh, here we go. This will give it away. The Neon Lords of the Toxic Waste.
Oh, total Mutant Crawl Classics.
It's its own game, but it's very similar. This is extreme '90s kind of version of Mutant Crawl Classics. Yeah, it's kind of a. But yeah, Goodman Games were the guys that were promoting this. So this is the Total Carnage edition that gives you this dust jacket that is its own thing. So it's got the rules summary and everything. But look at that cover. Who could resist the Neon Waste, the Neon Lords of the Toxic Wastes? And there are adventures that do use the Anaglyph 3D glasses as well for their artwork. Nice. Yes.
Wait, does it come with those?
The games that feature that art, it does, yeah, and so that's why they reference it. Yes. Okay. So this is its own. Oh, that's right. It came from Dimension X as its own game on the outside of here because you've got your game board and everything. So that's what makes it. And so yeah, each of these zones have their own properties. So that's what makes it the Total Carnage edition because it's wrapped in its own. And it's got a very Sega-looking Savage Systems logo. So this edition was made by these guys. So Brian Shutter, the artist Mustafa Bakir, and Rude Rob E. But yeah, I like his art a lot. It's very like 90s, like early Rogue Trader kind of funky art. Nice. Oh, am I giving away any codes or anything? Oh yeah, Purple Planet's coming back. Did you see they're going to do a book of the box set?
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And I got a sent to me by Foxy. So Foxy boxed this up for me. Straight gonzo. I got a little illustration. And a glow-in-the-dark sticker for Neon Lords of the Toxic Wastelands. All right. So it was everything that was included. So unfortunately, you got a screaming bright cover, and the inside is old school black and white.
Yeah.
So mutants and mullets, and so you're going to see a lot of things ending in Z because it's the extreme 90s, and it's all 16-bit. So, and out of these dark times came the gnarly age, a time where humanoids no longer feared the evil of the wastelands. Now they take up arms against the mutant overlords, and what slime-ridden horrors lay within the ruins of the Forgotten World. All this fuss for some of that rich stuff. Take heed, stranger, for these are still times of great bogus peril. May Lord Randy bless your slaughters and keep you rad. Some old crusty dude quote. Well, that was a quote from him. Yeah. So basically, yeah, you got the WWE. You got everything in here. Mm-hmm. But the character classes, I think, were some of the best. We'll get to and they've all got great art by Mustafa. So let's party. It's the the
Wow.
game rules. Yeah, so they go all in. Yeah, I really would love a full color edition because you know exactly the hot pink that would be written
Mhm.
in.
Yeah.
So so what a bunch of a-holes, the players section. So,
All right. I'm liking
nice.
this so far.
So you got burliness and prowess and endurance and brains and attitude. Of course you got attitude. It's your deck. It's what your skateboard is all about. And then sleaze. I guess yeah, sleaze is their corruption mechanic.
Mhm.
Fortune, and then the ability scores. Hairstyle, so you roll for your hairstyle. So you can either, if you roll 2 or under, it's a very bad hairstyle. 3 is just bad. 4 is beauty school dropout. 5 is scissor hands over here. 6, let it sit some more. 7, your roots are showing. 8, too much product. 9 is the 1R, the 1R good enough. And 10 is pulled it off. 11 is better than expected, and 12 or above is flawless victory. So you get a +1 to your fortune points. And here's the styles that you can choose from.
Shit.
So hairstyle
A
is
2-page spread on hairstyles.
yes,
That's pretty funny.
right, and a description. I think they have they all have mechanical benefits.
Okay. That's
Yes.
that's very reminiscent of the DCC having they had a supplement where they had mustache powers.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Nice. Yeah, Pompadour, Synthwave, Motley Dew. All right. The Bruticorn, half bicorn, half machine, or half machine, all attitude. So it's just, and of course they use all the fonts, the metal fonts, and everything.
Slayer looking. Yeah.
Yes. So normally I would complain about such a thing, but in this case, Cosmic Barbarian, Lord Randy be praised. Yeah, so these are the classes, the character classes. The Cyber Skin, you can't stop progress. Nice. When you're made of 80s bleeding edge tech, you don't fear anyone. They fear you.
So is it like their other games? Is it like a D20 based kind of
I
thing?
think so. Let's check. Yeah, let's see. Oh, maybe the mechanics were further in. So the dice you need the full. It's not the full dice chain. It's just D4 to D20, and percentile dice. Yeah, so you're rolling. So there's crit saves, agility saves, and resolve saves to the max. A roll of natural 20 is totally rad. It's a critical success, or to the max. So let's dish out swift justice. Yeah, so basically probably you're rolling d20s for your checks, and you're to the max if you rolled your crit, if you crit on a 20. Oh yeah, and I did notice the Reagan reference of the cyber skin. There we go.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Nice. Deathbringer. All men fear death, and I bring them to it.
Yeah, definitely some of it is kind of feels like 80s white dwarf aesthetic.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. The dwarfling. Wind your neck in, son, or I'll knock your teeth
it's
down your throat.
Macho.
Yeah, Macho, mini Macho Man. Macho Man Randy Savage as a dwarf.
Oh, Randy, I get it now.
Yes,
Okay.
the god Randy, yes. Heather as an acronym. So young, so bad. So what? Was this like Cherry 2000? Yeah. All right. The Holy Smiter. Yes. By my deeds, I honor him, Lord Randy. Yes, so Lord Randy is what
Everyone's like an acolyte of Randy.
Yes. Lord Randy be praised. We even have a poster of worship. The Fallen Smiter. The Night Stalker.
Oh, he's definitely the edgelord.
Yeah. The Noise Thrasher. Skulljammer, hack the planet. We even get hacking. I'm sure that's a really fleshed out mechanic too. Nice. Starspawn.
Yes, gotta have the alien.
Yes. Your weak mind needs a new master. War Wizard. All right. Fresh to death. This stuff will make you A daggone sexual Tyrannosaurus. 3 rules for the Wasteland. Anyone not wearing armor has an AC of 9. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty straightforward old school. A PC punching with just their meaty hand does 1 point of damage, and chugging is always a bonus action.
Chugging.
Nice. Blacksmith, guns a go-go. Yeah, so. But our merchants, firearm damage. One-stop death shop. Yeah, so this is this is a lot. I mean, there's so many spot illustrations, and every character has there's a lot of stuff that went into the look and feel. Yeah, this needs like trading cards or something, you know. It needs something to support this all this artwork.
Like Garbage Pail Kid cards.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, here's your War Wizard spell list. Wow.
Yeah. Magic too?
Yeah. The War Wizard's got his own magic. And it looks a little transmogrify, razzle dazzle, hate, glow cloud, Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero. Right. Yeah, there's going to be every kind of 80s reference, 80s and 90s reference. And look at this bright green ribbon. Oh, yeah, and then the psychic. Yeah, there's psychic powers. So here's all the psychic abilities for the alien was the psychic class. And then the hacks for our hacker. Yeah, so basically they'll run that as magic, I guess. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then prayers from from the god, from Randy. Riffs? Who uses riffs?
Oh, man. Oh,
wow.
There was that one character class that looked kind of like a rocker boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's probably what it is. Yeah. A 6 solo. Oh, nice. Toxic Waltz. Yeah. So
Exodus reference. I'm old.
Total Carnage. Combat Heat Sheet. Total bummer. Yeah, so some of the supporting stuff, the adventures, look like they all follow in the same way. Plus, they get the 3D art. Oh, and yeah, you've got your.
So what are those charts?
Yeah, these are for your enemy's weapon is turned. Oh, so maybe fumbles or successes.
Custom tables.
These are the success. Yeah, these are the crit. So these are the to the max tables for each of the character classes. Yeah.
But that's kind of cool. Each class has their own.
Yeah. They'll have a different effect, yes. Cosmic Barbarian gets Celestial Aid. The Cyber Skin gets Freedom Beam. You just have to do a Reagan impression the whole time. Yeah, so that's all the grids.
Well, I don't quite get the Reagan Cyber Skin.
Right, yeah.
Like what? They're alluding to something there, and I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, maybe that's the only way he finished his second term, as they stretched his skin over a cybernetic frame.
Like a Reagan Terminator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, kind of a Reagan Terminator mashup. Maybe they couldn't. They got in trouble for the Arnold likeness. Oh, drugs and addiction conditions. Nice. Fear the Reaper. Oh, there's fear mechanics, curses and diseases. This has it all. Wasteland dungeon building. Ask Zoltan.
This is one thing I love all of the Good Me Game stuff for, but also kind of don't like is that you're gonna do a ton of page flipping.
Right. Yes.
So many different little systems and rules and things.
That's really true. Yeah, I think having a like a paperback version of the rules that you can tab and like literally have reference, flip to any reference. Yeah, I think that was no fun during the funnel. I was doing way too much page flipping. Yeah, for the tables and stuff. Because it's exciting, like when there's a fumble or when there's a crit, and then you want to get to that table, but it's like, wait a minute.
Also got a world.
Yeah, Neoterax. Nice. Yeah, this is like font overload. They like spent all day downloading these They just downloaded the metal category on dafont.com. Hell World. Nice. Detroit Prime. Oh, that must be one of the city settings. Detroit Prime. Nice. All the monsters. Wow, every single one has a little thumbnail. That's great. And they have a little ID photo on their stat card. Scuzz Bucket. One ugly Scuzz Bucket. Get to teach your kids all the 80s slang that's been forgotten through the ages. Yeah, more tables upon tables.
Yeah, these games are almost like more for like people like me that have the sickness where we just like to read rule books.
Yeah,
like
right, yes.
They're just entertainment to read them.
Yeah.
And go through and running them, so a little bit different.
No, that's really true. Yeah, you really want stuff to be much more accessible, and putting it all together like this makes it really frustrating. Like each class, if they're going to have special tables and stuff, need their own like little folder or something, so that they have all that in one place. And then
the title of that.
Oh, sorry.
Space Bulk.
Space Bulk. Oh yeah, Space Bulk. Yeah, there's a lot of 40K type references. Space Bulk. Yeah, there's your derelict. It's bulking season. Name the sucker. Space bulk hook, space bulk rooms. Fill it with space baddies. So you can, basically anything that was going on in the 80s, you can probably run. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Oh yeah, because you can randomly generate. Because it's all D66, so you can randomly generate what's the layout of each room. Roll a D66.
This is the room you're in now. That's funny.
Cargo holds. The Polybius effects table. Nice. Space Casino, Escape Pod, Xeno Trophy Room. Yeah, I couldn't resist. This was really fun, and I think just going through it, I think was the the thing that I wanted to do more than anything else. You are right.
Loot boxes.
What? Yes, loot boxes. That's a more current thing. Yes, roll a d10 for your small, medium, or large loot box. Space suits. Yeah, we're all in the appendices here, so this is all going to be tables and generation. Nice. A dwarf with a mohawk and a deck. Nice. Slay these space creeps. Cosmic items. The whammy slammy. Oh, it's like a burger menu. Whammy slammy, whammy jam. The quad stacks and more bad guys. Oh, and here's the character sheet. Yeah,
so the most sedate Goodman Games character sheet I've ever seen.
Yeah, right. Where's all the radioactive symbols and the dripping certified scum dog? Yeah, so your characters are scum dogs. Wow, functional. Draw your ugly mug here. Nice. So that is it. So the Total Carnage edition of Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland.
That's pretty cool. I'd never heard of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget. I think the first time I saw it, maybe Orcus pulled this off of a bookshelf, like an earlier edition of this, or maybe the original edition. And when I saw this go up, and a big hardcover version with a crazy dust jacket with all the Mustafa art, you gotta do that.
Is it still in print, or did you literally buy the last one?
This one on the Goodman Game site. Yeah, I bought the last one of this edition. I think there's a couple of different editions. They may even do like a faux leather one, like they do with a lot of different games. But this was the last one of Total Carnage, and but it's still up there. The regular edition and everything is still available. Plus the adventures, although I think one of them may have been sold out. But yeah, those are the ones with the anaglyph 3D glasses. All right. Very cool. Nice. Yeah, that was a fun one. All right, got time for one more, Matt?
Oh, sure. Let's squeeze in one more.
One more.
What, we got 3 left.
Let's see here. Yes, 3. We'll do a
die 3 here.
Okay.
3 again.
Oh, 3. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, interesting. So maybe this is another one you haven't heard of. All right, so it was this game number 10. Yeah, 12, right? So game 10, here we go. So here's one I've been, this is going to have to get open too. So this is something I was looking forward to looking through. So it is Broken Tales. Yes. So this looks to be really beautiful. So this is World Anvil. World Anvil Games, which I believe is at least the one of the founders of the head is Italian. So they had this interesting concept. So let me get the plastic off of this core book.
The company name sounds familiar, but I don't know that I recognize Broken Tales.
Yeah, they just released, I think, a post-apocalyptic game, and they've supported. There's been a couple of they've supported Broken Tales with a couple of different things. But World Anvil is also, I believe, a website for like building. I don't know if it's a video. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right. World Anvil. It's like for making your maps and stuff.
Right, yeah. So not to be confused with World Anvil is World Anvil Games. All right. So Broken Tales is a tabletop role-playing game of dark stories representing fairy tales from an upside-down perspective. So players will begin as part of the Order, a secret group operating on behalf of the papacy to investigate supernatural events beyond human comprehension. Moving through 18th century Europe imbued with mysticism and horror, the main characters of Broken Tales are nothing less than former antagonists of fairy tales thrown into a new world resulting from the wish of the child savior. So in this book, you'll find all the rules you need to play. You'll also find 10 scenarios inspired by classic fairy tales such as Red Riding Hood, Three Little Pigs, Alice in Wonderland, and other literary works such as The Wonderful Wizard of Oz and 1001 Nights. Oh, wow. So retail is 55 euros for this. But this is a really nice, it's a nice hefty book, though. And they do a nice, I think they keep the red and black theming throughout. Hey. Oh, I just gave a code away, didn't I? I love doing that. There was some kind of code on there. Hopefully it went by very quickly. Nice. Yeah, I think this layout, it's a little, not like in a difficult way to read, but maybe some of the font choices and stuff feel a little Morkborg in there. And there is
background.
Yeah. Nice. Fairy tale of the child savior. Yeah, so basically, instead of taking inspiration from Nordic horror and kind of pagan superstitions and folk tales of Scandinavia, this is all just maybe established and more shared fairy tale.
The Grimm stuff.
Right, yeah, like Grimm's fairy tales and things, and then just taking that and trying to put that into some sort of real world story. I think the same way that Fables, the comic did, where they had basically the big bad wolf, and so reality and fiction. The setting of Broken Tales presents an alternative 18th century, strongly inspired by historical Europe. Grafted onto a backdrop are several different realities and fantasies as imaginary kingdoms and supernatural creatures that are strongly differentiate Broken Tales from specific historical context. Oh, interesting. So so they're trying to clarify. So the game presents not just another time, but an original world pervaded by darkness, where you can play your Broken Tales. So storytellers and hunters will be free to sketch details of locations. As a general reference, it may be useful to know that the year is 1780, and at the start of the starting point of the core book. Scenarios are on a hypothetical timeline. Nice. Yeah, and now it's getting much more readable. So rules for hunters. Your description, your gifts, your dark ego, your equipment. All right. So successes. Oh yeah, so count total successes. So I think we're doing die pool. Type rolling. 1 to 6. Oh yeah. So here we go. What are we rolling here? Check one of the descriptors. So 1 base success is obtains possible to gain additional successes. Yeah, so we're seeming to roll multiple dice. Yeah, 6-sided die. So you gain an additional success for each die rolled. However, if a single die rolls a 1, the entire check fails. I see. Yeah, so you've got a range for success on D6 die pool.
So it's kind of like Forbidden Lands without the pushing, it sounds like.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like that. Yes. Position checks. Opposition checks. Oh, further details. Oh, the conversation. A game of Broken Tales is structured as a conversation between all the players, which the storyteller, the GM is the storyteller. Fictional situations, and players react with their hunter's choices. So the storyteller asks for position checks to determine the outcome. Interesting. So a position check is any kind of action. And decide what kind of check. A position check applies. So when the hunter is the active party, the storyteller narration includes circumstances that may injure or inconvenience the hunter. Ho ho. Yeah, it's really... I like the layout. Yes, the basic mechanics. So the position check is the main check, a defense check. So you're trying to achieve, metaphorically, gain a beneficial position in the storytelling. So maybe you can, your position lets you steer. So you start with the story, determining what kind of check, if any, are needed. Then you will evaluate one of the hunter's descriptors. If it's relevant to the action, then you will decide the possible consequences of a positive outcome or how the narrative will proceed in an event of a failure. So it will determine whether to change an NPC's opposition, level, or threat by +1 or -1, and answering the question, has the NPC or threat descriptor been taken advantage of or countered? And then we will determine if a player can roll a position check or see if the action succeeded, or a defense check if needed first. So yeah, two kind of mechanics.
Sometimes I wonder if the system behind that, could be explained in more conventional role-playing terms.
Right, yeah.
Like they're using a lot of words that you're not used to seeing in role-playing systems. And I'm wondering if you peeled that all back and just like look at the base system, if we could probably explain this in a more straightforward way.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. Oh, wow. So here you go. So how to read the dice. So if a 1 is rolled, it's a failure. So any results between 2 and 6 are successes, but a single failure will cause the entire check to fail. So just don't roll 1. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's different. Yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese dice would work really well because the 1 is red on the gambling dice in Japan. The 1 is always red. So those handfuls of those would be fun to roll for this because you could easily see a failure. So rolling more dice is actually pretty dangerous. You want to roll.
You want a big dice pool.
Yeah, you want to roll as few as possible.
It's not like Forbidden Lands. Okay.
That's right. Because it's kind of the opposite. Yeah, so I wonder if the worse you are, like you can be forced to roll more dice. No, roll again. No, I don't want to roll again.
Or if like character advancement reduces your dice pools.
Right.
Unique for sure.
You're really bad at this. Roll 12 dice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. Equipment and gifts. So generic gifts are allies, armored, destined, determined, expert, foul play, gang or hero. Wow. Yeah. So I haven't opened this yet, so I haven't gone through the rules much beyond what they posted on the original website. And this is nice. They did a square book, but they didn't. I think square is about as wide as you should go because those John Carter books, that would be more, that landscape. It'd be more fairy tale like, but I'm glad they didn't go there. I'm glad they restricted themselves to a square size. Dark presence. So bringing the character to a breaking point, assign the characteristics, create the gifts, and then the agenda. Ambrose the sorcerer, known as Old Merlin. Hua Mulan. Oh, Mulan is in here. All right. Okay. Periwinkle Pier. The Wild Swans Gang. The Silent. The Wise Fox. Lots of nice art, though. I like that they stuck to this scheme. It's nice. Spot color, and I always like red and black stuff. The Fire Eater. The Masked Swashbuckler. Orcus the Guardian. Sinbad the Traveler, Goldilocks and her War Bears. There you are. That's how you make it fun.
Goldilocks and her War Bears.
She just feeds them appropriately cooked porridge and they're ready to go. Alfred leaves the talking ghost. Oakhart, the Lady of the Woods. The Feral Musicians of Bremen. No. Yeah, there they are. It's like a Cerebus, like a pig head and a wolf head. Okay, I'm getting into the aesthetic here. The Returning Wolf. The King's Unlikely Tailor. The Mothers of Fate. So Just Creation. So collect resources or sources of inspiration. Yeah, this would be fun, and it's interesting too because I think like people from different cultures would have other fairy tales that they could bring. Mm-hmm. So if you had a really diverse group, could get really wild.
Yeah, that could be kind of neat.
Yeah, creating gifts, archetypal effects. All right, yeah. Here's all the explanations of all of the benefits. Give a distinctive name to your gift.
It's looking very keywordy. Like I'm not seeing tables and charts and stuff.
I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's even keyword effort, exposed, adrenaline, punishment. Yeah, you're right. It's very keyword based to kind of give you a sense of and what applies and what doesn't apply. I think that helps, in this situation. And then the scenarios. So creation. Oh, the first instruction was choose a fairy tale to break. Break that fairy tale and make it fun to get weird. Yeah, jot down keywords, define the opponents and other main NPCs and their agenda. Nice. And then just some tools for taking a fairy tale and then fleshing it out. Minor NPCs. Scenario gifts. And then kind of description of broken Europe. The overall mood, the government, the food, the healthcare, religion.
Spoiler.
Oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Spoiler. Warning. Oh, yeah. Go no further if you do not want to lose your way. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Second, I guess.
Yeah. Stumbling. Yeah, right. Yeah, so here's all the... So Red Hood, Ishkra. Oh, yeah, so these are the settings. So the wolves lair, the Red Hood. Yeah, and so maybe the part of the fun too is figuring out the twist, figuring out, so is Red Riding Hood good or evil, or what's she want, what's she doing? Yeah, kind of what Geppetto, the gullible alchemist apprentice.
Oh man.
The living puppet, Carlo. Terrifying. The spirit of the witch who spurns death. Nice. Yeah, so these are all the the whole later half is all scenarios kind of fleshed out, and the first scene, so they do all the backers. Yeah, so here's our character sheet at the back here. Yeah, so pretty straightforward. A descriptor and a gift, your wounds, your soma, your XP, your equipment. Once upon a time. The story gifts. Oh, yeah, and then here's the sheet for the storyteller. Interesting. Here's Broken Europe, a map of Broken Europe, all fleshed out. And then the wall of backers that it took. Interesting, yeah. Yeah, I like this aesthetic. I think they did it's an interesting take.
It reminds me of the early edition of Cult.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Kind of the red and black on white look to everything.
Right. Yeah, and there's a nice little spot varnish effect. Can't get the right angle, yeah, but the logo's got a little varnish on it. Nice. Yeah. Well done. Oh yeah, and they didn't do that thing. Sometimes European books, for some reason, they'll do that thing where they flip it, where if you put it up like this, the spine reads the wrong way. So I'm glad they didn't end up there. All right. Let's see what else we've got. This looks like a screen, I'm guessing. Oh, we've got a couple of books here, so we'll just take a quick look at what's doing. So I think there's more scenarios. So they give you some basic scenarios in the book. Oh, and this looks like maybe an art folio here. Yeah, because this is an envelope. Oh, yeah. Ooh. So here's a lot of art. And there's one more. Yes. Oh, it's right. On the back it says. So this is the 14 core book hunters and their player sheets. Oh, so these are basically like the playbooks, for Powered by the Apocalypse. So the core hunters and their sheets. Oh, and it's bilingual. It's in English and Italian. Nice. So the Baba Yaga.
Oh, Baba Yaga.
Yeah, Babe the Judge, Garrow the Old Wolf, James the Swordsman, George the Holy Dragon Slayer, the Immortal, the Woman of the Woods, Marina the Sea Explorer, Nicholas von Krampus, Astonishing Pied Piper without a name, Regina the Thief of Hearts, Sun Wukong the Amazing Monkey, and Verdot Bluebeard, and Yuki On the Traveling Artist. Oh, good. Yeah, they put their... Oh, nice. So these are, big sheets. Oh, yeah, so you won't even need... I mean, if you're making an original hunter inspired by something else, but if you want to use one of their inspirations, there's all your stuff right there on each sheet.
You're playing a fairy tale or fable character.
Mm-hmm. As a hunter,
But you're also dealing with bad guys that are fairy tale.
I think it's all. Yeah, I think it's all. Everything is inspired. Like the source material, everything comes from that. So you plus the setting. So yeah, it's not like you're outside of the setting. You come from one of these stories as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it could be.
Baba Yaga doesn't strike me as a good guy or girl.
Right. Yeah, that's true. The Immortal, the Woman of the Woods. Yeah, the art is great though. Look at this. The Sea Explorer. Oh, look at that Krampus. Oh.
Nicholas von Krampus.
Nice. There's the Monkey King. Bluebeard. Yuki-Aon. And the Cunning Machiavelli the Fox. And Sly Bestiary the Cat. Nice. Oh, okay, and here's explaining, everything that's on the player sheet. Wow. So same format as the book. I wasn't expecting that. That's nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. Big old player sheets. So yeah, there's a lot of visual stuff here. And here's our map of Broken Europe. Nice. Oh, this is the Italian side. Here's the English side. That's great. So you can try to play all in Italian. Nice. Well, that's good. That's good that they, were able to. It doesn't it doesn't encroach too much on everything, but they're able to save production costs. So here is another 13 Broken One Hunters. So this is maybe an expansion of Hunters. So those first ones were the ones that came from the core book. And then here are more, basically, playbooks. Oh, wow. This is, produced well, too. Look at the more spot varnish, more a sleeve. The Gang of Three Pigs. Or Xena the Suffering. Yvonne the Dark. Shirazade, the Weaver of Tales. Shirazad.
Oh,
Sherazad. That's right. Sherazad. Iskra, the Young Wolf. The Knight with 100 Heads. Nice. Hadda Carter. Okay, so the Mad Hatter. Carlo, the Living Puppet. There he is. The Blood White. Beauty and the Beast. They're a team now. Alice of Otherworlds.
Some of these are playing multiple.
Yeah.
Scenes.
Right. Yeah. You're playing all 3 pigs. Morgana of the Lake. And Talia the Sleeper. Yeah, I like the art a lot. Very fun character art. All right, and one more. What do we have here? I think this is going to be more adventures. So Broken Tales, this is the expansion book. So meet the Broken Ones who have turned evil due to the Savior Child's wish and were later redeemed as a result of the core book scenario resolution. The Broken Ones, this also adds a solo game mode, Untold Stories, and the Order's Treasury and the Village, a new game mode in which you can play Broken Tales as a weak human. So, 7 ready-to-play scenarios based on Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, Snow White, and other well-known fairy tales. So you'll need the core book for this one. So this is their expansion, first expansion. I think there have been others. So the Broken Ones, this is the Broken Ones expansion. And more code. This is probably downloading a PDF. Yes, that's the PDF code that I gave away. Nice. Yeah, so very similar layout. So this will be the 7, or it was more than 7. It was 7. 7 more adventures and more Broken Ones. So Broken Ones is NPCs. Oh, that's right. And let's see. Let's just flip. We won't spoil all this stuff, but let's flip to their what they do for oracles or what they do for solo play. So here's these are scenes. So these are the scenarios. So the village, the list of roles in the village. Oh yeah, so these are new places to play. The Untold Stories. This chapter expands with. Oh, this is the solo play. Yeah.
Saw something about an Oni in there.
Yes, there was. Yeah, they mix a lot of the cultures. Oh yeah, so this is how to play maybe the established adventures. Yes, Tetsubo the Oni, inspired by Japanese mythology. Oh yeah, the Oni with the huge spiked club,
the big maul.
Yes, nice. So they give you instructions and kind of tables to explain how to use the adventures for solo. Interesting. And order treasures.
It's almost like a requirement for new games now is to promise a solo mode, like in crowdfunding.
Right. Yeah, I think that probably gets more support because I think unfortunately people they keep supporting games and they're like, oh my god, I haven't played any of these ever. And so if you say but solo mode, it's like, oh okay, one more game.
Talk me into it. Twist my arm.
I'll back one more solo game. Yeah, so wow. This was just a base pledge, I think, like their base physical. So the book, the expansion, and then all of the Broken Ones books and a map as well. I'm sure there has to be, looking at this color scheme, there has to be custom dice for this game. It really feels like it wants that. But I was really interested in looking at this. The designer contacted the podcast and asked about. It was in the midst of their crowdfunding, and we didn't have time to do an interview or anything, and they got busy. But I'd like to talk to them someday about this because they got in touch, and so I was taking a look at what they were doing. I thought it was really fun, really inspirational.
Yeah, I like it. Good production value too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a nice job. Wow. All right. Well, I just realized I don't have a scene setup that's only me. So if you leave me, there'll just be this little gray window. I can't do that.
Can't be right back yet.
No, I can. But I can't build the scene without being live. Yeah. But no problem. But thank you, Matt. So here, let's take a look at our last 3 games here. So, Broken Tales. Oh, 4. That's right. We did 4. Yeah. The Neon. What do I keep driving? The Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. Some Troika. Some massive Troika action. And Starforged, our first one. So thank you, Matt. We almost did it. We're so close.
That's pretty cool. Troika is the only one of those I think I'd actually heard of.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Like, I mean, I knew Ironsworn. I played Ironsworn, but I didn't know there was a sci-fi version.
Yes. Yeah.
And I didn't. That Goodman Games game caught me by surprise too.
Right.
It's like, oh, this has got to be Mutant All Classics, right? And nope.
It is weird, extreme classics. Yes. Well, good. Well, I'm glad there was some surprises in there, and hopefully, anybody that's watching, hopefully this will inspire you to check out some games that you may not have heard of, and something new for your 2024 gaming year. So yeah, and lots of solo options. Dang, yeah, we've got Starforged solo, Broken Tales solo.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice, but you need a lot of friends to play Troika. It looks like all the adventures are like for 4 to 6 players.
Yeah,
4. I don't even know 4 people. Yeah. Nice. Well, happy holidays, Matt. Thank you so much for taking some time. Yeah, in the midst of things to help me do this. Lots of fun.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I will. Well, I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
Yes. We will be in touch.
All right.
Over
Enjoy
the coming
those
days.
last 2 games. I will check them out in the morning.
Okay. Very good. Yes. So, yes. So enjoy your Christmas day because you're still on Christmas Eve, right? So,
Yeah.
Enjoy your Christmas day. And any rituals, anything you always do this time of year? Any It's a Wonderful Life or cheese fondue? Anything that a recurring theme?
Well, now that my son's not around, he's living on his own. Christmas has become really just the laziest possible day of the year. Is what it is now.
Nice. Well, that's good. That's a good way to go. Yeah, we got to make a bunch of phone calls. Yeah, Christmas Day is usually the day of phone calls for getting back in touch with relatives. Nice.
Well, cool, man.
Okay.
Have
thanks
fun.
so much.
Abyss is in your chat, so
Hey, Abyss. Nice. Hey, Abyss. Good to see you. Okay.
Talk at you later.
Okay. Talk to you later. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. Give me a second here. You'll still hear me. You just won't. Oh, I guess I can leave my little window. We're just going to completely screw with this. So hang in there for a second, and I need a overhead view, which I will make right now. So yeah, I hope everyone is having a good holiday. Doing this at the last possible second to actually count as. Oh wait, I think I need to sign up from Discord. Is taking my camera. So let's hang that up. All right, and I can turn off. I don't want to get anything too weird. All right, so this is the most exciting part. There we go. And let me flip this around. Hey, people usually do this kind of stuff before they go live. Not us. All right, so let's pull this down here. There we go. Okay, so this was our games, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 11 and 12 left. Now we'll just do these in quick order. Actually, we'll just use these as a framing device here. There we go. All right. Well, thanks again, Matt. That was wonderful to get to spend a little Christmas together. So... Our game number 11. Oh, I guess I should do the present reveal. All right. Well, let me check the chat before we get to game number 11. Hey, Abyss, how is it going? Oh, nice. Hey, Ryan Ironwolf, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and good tidings to all the folks hanging out. Yes, especially if you got some time, got some downtime, and this notification showed up on your phone. Hey, why not? All right, here's our game number 11. Oh, I lost me. Where'd I go? Here. Okay, there I am. Oh, I'm frozen. This is going well. Let's try this again. All right. Are we back? Am I moving? Yes. Okay. There we go. I'm moving. And we've got an overhead. And we've got sound, right? Oh, and I should turn off the sound for that. There we go. Okay. So hopefully everything is all sorted out. Good to see everybody in the chat. Thank you, Abyss. Yes, I was duplicating my sound. The camera and the microphone were battling it out. Thank you. You got the official streamer cam in the corner. Yes, that's right. All right, so our game number 11. So this will need a little bit of setup. Oh yeah, this would have been a good one to do with Matt, so we can talk tunnels and trolls. But here we go. So how much personal information is on there? Not too much. All right, so adventure. So this is from a series of games by Rebellion Unplugged. Oh, there's their little logo there. Rebellion Unplugged. So that, you know, probably Rebellion is the publishers of 2000 AD in England. And they started pre-pandemic. They started to do a magazine that was going to be an all-in-one role-play game. So a magazine just like this that is an entire role-play system. And I think it's going to be the same system for each for each adventure. So an adventure, pre-gen characters, and a whole thing for them to go through. So yeah, I think you're rolling 3d6, 2 or 3d6, very straightforward system. So this first one was a sci-fi horror game. So a Tartarus Gate by Grant Howitt, Chris Taylor, and art by Pi Par. So I did a flip through of this when this first came out, but this was years ago. And it kind of, I think they put the project on hold because I think they were going to do regular releases. I don't know if it was going to be quarterly or when these were going to quite be coming out. But this got from England to Japan just like this in a little envelope. And so this would be something I'd almost subscribe to because this is great to have, you know, a one-shot game that you could just, pull out and play. And basically they do a nice job of organizing the book where the stuff you give the players is all in the center on the staple. So you unfold the staple, you can pull out all the character sheets for the players, and then the adventure itself is on the latter half. And there's even handouts like the letter. So you basically, the setting for this is you wake up from hypersleep aboard a ship. You're just an intern, and something has gone horribly wrong. You've come out of hibernation, and you're the one, the unskilled one that has to figure out what's going on. Here's your job, your letter welcoming you to the job. So really fun. All you need is a couple of D6s, and you're ready to go. Yes. So complete RPG from the designers of Spire. Oh yeah, these are. So they actually got some good minds behind this. So the designers of Spire, Heart, and Honey Heist are with the new adventure system. Yeah, so the adventure system is, I think, a 3d6 system. So it contains everything you need to play. Just add 3 six-sided dice and some friends. So I thought this was a great idea. And Rebellion Unplugged is who purchased Tunnels and Trolls. So they're going to be the ones handling the newest version of that. So we'll see how that goes. So the second book finally came out. So years later, I think it was like a 3-year delay. And here it is showing up at my door. And the difference with this one, so this is a totally different, maybe same system, totally different setting and game. Just the game system remains the same. So let's take a look at the latest release from Adventure. And so it's going to be, oh look, and you even get dice. Yeah, that was the one. I think there was like 2 levels, like just the magazine or the magazine with their dice. And the dice are cheese dice, so how could you resist? And I don't think I got 2, but you got 2 sets. So yeah, everybody needs 3, so you can have 4. That's enough for 4 players. So we saw sci-fi horror. Now we see cozy fantasy roleplay. So maybe a bit inspired or a bit of like Household, which we took a look at from Two Little Mice. So Adventure presents Tiny in the Tower, a game of little protagonists and large predicaments. So written by Rose Whitaker and illustrated by J.J. Ariso. So take a look at the back. So again, look at just a magazine, and that's the whole game. So the adventures, the pick up and play RPG series, a missing wizard, a magical tower, as a band of small-time heroes. How have you bitten off more than you can chew? So tiny heroes, tall towers, and big trouble. So what's inside? So inside the magazine is the how to play section, the allies and antagonists, map handouts, special rules, and then 6 pre-made characters. And then also they give you a QR code. Download the rules for free, digital assets to play. So it's a simple system, complete role play, just in 3 pages of rules, easy to schedule, no player prep required. Just bring this magazine and some dice, and then a complete adventure. 3-session campaign. You'll actually finish. You will actually finish. Nice. So yeah, completely different move. And let's see if they, because they credited the designers from the last time what they did before. Nice. Yeah, so basically just redoing what they did on the outside, and here's the different parts of the magazine itself. If you're not a GM, do not read beyond this page. Well, we'll all be GMs for today. So running the game, the breakdown. Oh yeah, so this is all the, so chapter 1, the discovery of the adventure. Look at that, a little mouse hero. So to find out why you're small, and here's the how to play rules. So here's probably the only thing that the players need to see is the core rules. And so you can see the very straightforward mechanics as a difficulty. I think you're always rolling 3d6. So you take an action, you make an ability test. To perform the test, the GM sets a difficulty. You roll 3d6 and remove 1. Oh, that's right. Remove 1 according to the tested ability score. You compare the total shown and the remaining to the difficulty. If the total is equal to or higher, so you're rolling over on d6s. And the interesting thing is it's either you count all 3 or you count 2 and you take away the lowest, or you include the highest. Like they give you some ways to manipulate the results. So I think it's a very interesting way. So yeah, basic stats: toughness, agility, smarts, and wits. And so very interesting, kind of straightforward way. And they get a lot of mileage out of 3d6s. So we'll go through, just take a look at some of this art. Friendly faces, antagonists, a cat, of course, is an antagonist, and then the map of the tower. The knight's character sheet, the fighter's character sheet, the scout, the witch, the trickster, and the daredevil. So yeah, kind of fantasy classes, but tiny. So I guess just changing the scale and the rules reference. So let's see here. Oh yeah, so here's the, so each ability score is from 1 to 4. So if your ability score is a 1, you remove the d6 with the highest value. If your ability score is a 2, you remove the d6 with the middle value. If your ability score is a 3, you remove the d6 with the lowest value. And a 4, do not remove any, you keep all 3 dice as your result. And you're rolling over. So pretty easy to roll over in that case. Nice. Oh, so yeah, rules reference for everybody. Yeah, and basically, yeah, giving you a visual explanation of what I just said down there with your cheese dice, using your cheese dice as an example. Because, of course, you're rolling cheese squares. Nice. So plenty of character sheets. So enough for 4 players. More than that, right? There were 6, weren't there? Yep. Yep. 6. Wow. You do 6 players. You have to share some of those cheese dice, though. And we'll spoil every single level of the adventure. And then here's the creatures and their stats. The magical mice, because there has to be mice that are dressed like little fantasy characters. And all the bugs, climbing and falling rules. Yeah, so really straightforward, really kind of easy to get the gist of it. I mean, you have to, kind of memorize. You'll have to probably be looking for the first few times of, this is a 1, so what do I do? But yeah, I like that. I liked how they got more kind of flexibility out of just rolling d6s. And then the aftermath. Yeah, so very straightforward. And 3 whole sessions, they're saying. Yeah, I guess it's a big enough, the tower looks pretty large. So yeah, you'll have enough to do 3 sessions of no prep. I guess you have to read it, but low prep and 0 prep for the players. A cozy fantasy role-playing game, so nothing too dark. This gets incredibly dark. This is basically like a chaos cult, in space. Is what you stumble into. Spoilers, and this looks much lighter, and it's just a nasty wizard. Nice, the mice dice. Like every mice-based game now you can have dice. And then the last thing they included was a prologue. Oh, nice. So in the bag it got a little dinged up, but nice. The Burglar of Brackwood, and I think all of this stuff is available. I've seen it on DriveThruRPG as well, available to download. So here is a prologue adventure. So even more to keep going. If you enjoyed that three session adventure, more to play. So yeah, interesting. And so I guess that's the thing, though. You're going to have, if you have a specific taste or things you don't like to play, this adventure series is going to be varied, so you'll probably have to pick and choose what sounds interesting. But, they've only done 2 so far, and already these are very, very different experiences, but the same simple system and cheese dice. So yeah, this is Rebellion Unplugged. This is our game number 11, and it's Tiny in the Tower. So kind of the second in the series of Adventure Presents, the first being Tartarus Gate. So yeah, I've had this forever, and I've almost gotten it out on a couple of game nights. I was almost had people choosing their pre-gens, but yeah, we never, our meeting got canceled, our meetup got canceled, so it didn't happen. All right, so yeah, I'm really curious what we're going to see from Rebellion Unplugged. They've been doing board games. They had a Kickstarter for a car combat board game, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, they do a nice job with producing this, and it's so easy to get this, and they're very cheap too. I'm kind of forgetting the price point, but I think you can get it delivered for like between $10 and $15, maybe less than that, because it's such a low price point that it's like, why not? I'm just curious to see what these guys are doing, and from the UK to Japan, it's very reasonable for whatever like magazine or media rates. So it was really easy to get. So irresistible. All right, are we ready? So our game number 12. Nice. There we go. So I've got, everything is good. Thank you, Abyss, for catching the echo there. So number 12. So this is not in order of anything. This is just random order, 10 games to look at. And so here is another game from 2023 that I haven't been able to go through yet. Or this is support for a game I haven't been able to go through yet. Okay, and what is this game? Oh, we got to do the whole thing. Our last chance. The whole thing. And this has a little, this has a little supplement going on, a little apology. All right. So our game number 12 for our 12 Games of Christmas 2023. Thank you, everybody, for following along. This has been 3 live streams, so we're finishing it off with this one on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, depending on where you are. Our last game is, The One Ring. All right, there we go. There's our core book. So The One Ring by so the Lord of the Rings roleplay game using a modified version of the Year Zero system by Free League. So this was out this year. It came with a starter set plus a core book. The other things that came up with the original campaign were a GM screen, which I hadn't seen yet, and then they collected. They did them digitally, I think, originally, and they collected all of the adventures that were unlocked during the campaign and actually printed them in a physical book. So what we're going to look at today is the Runes of the Lost Realm. So this is all part of what was originally done, and since then they have done a Moria expansion, and I think there's not without a campaign, but another book that was an expansion of with just more adventures. So we'll take a look at both of these today. But the other thing we're going to take a look at is the whoops dice. So when they originally published this game, they did, of course, custom dice, as Free League does. And there was a mistake on the dice themselves. And I believe when they should have printed just a symbol, they printed an 11. So they made a mistake with the visuals on the dice, and it seems like something that was obvious. So these are D12s, and they somehow squeezed an 11 on there, where the 1 and the 12 are just supposed to be symbols. So let's see if I can show you. We've got like an eye of. Oh, we're not going to be able to focus this, are we? Like an Eye of Sauron type deal, and I believe like a rune. Yes, some type of rune there. So there are both kind of dark and light dice. I think the core set is just these guys, and then you could add these as well. So I got a set of the dark dice, and there were mistakes with both sets. So right away, Free League said, "Don't worry about it. We're going to replace the dice." With other games, if they've made mistakes like this, it's just mysterious that the fixes just showed up. If there's card errata or, a rule book has enough mistakes that they want to reprint it, I've just gotten the rule book sent to me. Unfortunately, I had to pay shipping for the replacement dice. So the dice themselves were free, but the shipping was not. This cost me about $25 to get to Japan. So it was either paid $25 for the replacement dice, or I believe their other deal was, oh no, my camera. The other deal was, is that going to hang in there? All right, we'll see. The other deal was you get like a $10 credit on their shop, which is not enough to buy the dice again. So I just opted for the ridiculous shipping, and it's my location that causes the problem. I'm sure nobody else in other locations, other mailing addresses didn't have that same problem, but Japan was especially difficult. So what should we do first? I guess let's take a look. This is the kind of supporting screen. So this was the let's get the that's right, the Lore Master. So the Lore Master is what they call the GM. And along with the screen, they also give you a Rivendell compendium. So some support material. I like when they do that. It's not just the screen. There's some kind of support, some tables, some kind of Game Master aid. So yeah, and it looks like it's going to be. There's our little cover sheet. Here's our Rivendell compendium, and I really like the design. We'll flip through the core book as well, so you can see if you haven't already. I really like the look and feel. The illustrations are just beautiful in this game. Very nice, very evocative and fits perfectly. So now we have rules for High Elves. And they also, I think just not that long ago, sometime during the year, produced a Strider mode. So like we were talking about, Matt and I, the solo play. So solo play for the One Ring as well. So in typical recent Free League style, we have some beautiful Martin Grip art. And I really like his kind of the atmosphere of his illustrations. I can't believe it fits Blade Runner, Alien, and The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's really nice. But I really like how his work, the kind of mood and everything that comes across with his illustration. I think it works well. So the contrast between his kind of moody painted pieces and then the nicer, more like, you know, pencil renderings, pencil illustrations in the book are nice. I think it works well. And Free League's really got a thing going on, an aesthetic, I think, that works. So here is our Lore Master screen. And again, it's the more horizontal type as opposed to vertical, so easy to reach over in case you're using a map. So very wide. I guess it gives you, for the same material, it gives you more coverage, but it's easier to look over, but that also means it's easier to reach over. So yeah, very typical style. And this, of course, will fit inside the starter box. And yeah, so the screen is landscape format, second edition. The One Ring. The Rivendell Compendium contains information on the last homely house, including a map of the valley, a plan of the house itself. Some of Rivendell's inhabitants are included, including Elrond, who you can use as a new patron. And finally, there are also rules for creating high elves. Yes, we saw that at the end. So if you want to play an elf. Yeah, so that was the screen that was offered in the original. And then this shipped later, and this was nice because they didn't charge you additional shipping for this, so I wish they could have done that with the dice. But there was no additional shipping for this, and they got to a pledge stretch goal that said printed version of all of the adventures produced during, that were written and unlocked during the campaign. So that was all collected in the Runes of the Lost Realm. And so, yeah, same. Let's take a look at the core book first. But same treatment. No spot varnish. There's a nice spot on the One Ring, but very similar to the. And there's Eredor, the area where you're playing kind of the Lost Lands, and they break it up. Yeah, the layout and structure is very similar to Blade Runner and a lot of the other books, how they break up where the rules and everything are. But yeah, like I was saying, a mix of the Martin grip, very moody painting, and then the pencil rendering. Looks great. Yeah, so really nice, and I love the border detail, the red ink of the border detail and everything. And the off-white, the kind of bone white of the paper, just really, really nice. So that combination, and that was something from Forbidden Lands as well. Sorry, the artist, Martin Grip, and then Alvaro Tapia. Yeah, so he worked with on Forbidden Lands and a lot of other stuff that's been around, but I really like his pencil style. It looks so nice, and it's so you think those two styles wouldn't be great in the same book, but they work well. And he did a lot of work. I mean, this is there is a lot of spot illustration and half page, 2/3 page illustrations. Yeah, so this is our core book. And now we can do elves in Rivendell. And these were the adventures that were added. So this, like I said, I think you got PDFs of these from the completion. And they said, we're going to take some time and put them together, lay them out. So hopefully they look as nice as the book did. That's why I wanted to show you the book first. And then you can play these with your characters. Oh, nice. Starbad. So we have a city already. Oh yeah, yep, same layout. Looks like the same quality paper. It's an uncoated, nice natural paper feel. So it softens. It's interesting because it softens. You can see just right there. You can see how a gloss and then an uncoated, like the color is much more. Less saturated, much more soaked into the paper itself. So it softens the look of the digital color illustrations. But that looks nice. It works well in the book and looks like more Tapia illustrations of the city of Tharbad. Nice. So we've got the map at the beginning, and here's another representation of the South Bank. And then goes into detail, Middle Island, the North Bank, and some NPCs. And so the One Ring works on a patron system. So you're doing things for patrons, where they're delving into horrible things, or, I don't know, wrestling chickens. I don't know what the hobbits have you. The starter set, you're all playing hobbits, so I don't know what they have you do. I'm sure it's very, very silly. You're reasoning with pigs. The Long Dare. Oh, yeah, nice. The Dwarf Halls of Harmlet. Ruins of Cardolan. The Lone Lands of Minhiriath. Oh, there we go. The Gathering Storm, Chapter 2. Look at that. Excellent. So I think they've got the artists look a little different here. Let's check the credits. Yeah, so other art. So we've got Antonio De Luca, Jan Papasil, and Federica Constantine. So some new artists. Different artists from the core book, but really nice work, though. It really works just as well. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a little more. So not just pencil, but it looks like pencil and wash for some of these supporting. Yeah, but really well done. Yeah, so there's another book, and then they had their Moria setting kickstarted just recently. So a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm glad with as many things as Free League is working on, it's good to see support continuing. The White Hand of Saruman, so we're getting closer to bad things happening. Raiders of Dunland. Oh, so did they explain? Sorry, I should just take a look at this first before we just flip randomly through. So Eriador is the Lone Lands described in The Lord of the Rings, and it is alive as never before seen in this supplement for the One Ring. Oh, so the official tabletop game for the Lord of the Rings. This is a region often described. So these are more of the settings of Eriador. So this isn't the adventure collection. It is more settings. So chapter 1 is descriptions of the regions. Chapter 2 provides the lore master with a set of narrative elements. And then chapter 3 adds 12 sites of interest. That's right. They were sites of interest, not like full adventures. Sites of interest that were added. That's right. So more detail of Eriador. Other shadows, and here we go. Landmarks. That's right. Sites of interest is how they term, like adventure sites, basically. In other games, how they refer to them. The Old Dwarf Mine. Nice. So yeah, so hooks for these areas, like things that your patrons may ask you to do, but then the detail of once you're there, what you're dealing with. The Tree of Sorrow. That's right, adventure sites, or sites of interest. The Shrouded Islets. Tindailan, the Elven Refuge. The Queen's Hall. Fields of Slaughter. All right. Yeah, I'm glad the quality, like they didn't do, obviously something that was just a little floppy include in the Game Master's Guide. It's still the same paper though. Wow. Yeah. They kept the same quality. Yeah, that's nice, because you would expect, this to just be a little, black and white or something very easily done, but it all matches and it all looks, it all is connected. I haven't seen the, they did the 5e version of this, the Lord of the Rings, what is it, Middle-earth roleplay? I forget what they're calling it, but the 5e version of this has a different name to differentiate the system more clearly. And I don't know, they must have used a lot of the same layout and assets, but I'm curious if they do like glossy paper and they change the feel of it so it feels more like a 5e book, do like a gloss cover or something. I haven't seen those books yet. Mount Graham. Of course you need a mountain. Nice. Fort Arliss. And they did I think there was a map that's done of just, the Eriador, the Lost Lands, and similar to Forbidden Lands, you can mark out these sites so you can show them, okay, you've been asked to go here, here's where that is. On the map, I think they did a fabric map as well, like the one you're looking at for Dragonbane. They did a fabric treatment of the Eriador map. Nice. And then the appendix, optional councils and skill endeavors, borrowing items, subtle magic, and the Eye of Mordor. Oh yeah, and here is a map for this area. Oh, though, here's a hex crawl. Oh, yeah, this must be the city. Oh, nice. Nice paper. So another uncoded. So there it is. Our north bank, our south bank, and our middle island of Tharbad. Those are nice. Really nice. But it's not two-sided. All right. Yes, and here's all of our landmarks of... I think, yeah, oh no, oh, here is the Lone Lands. Sorry, am I saying the Lost Lands? The Lone Lands? I think this is where we're, yeah, kind of restricted in play. And that's nice, so they can have things going on with you and you're not going to be, being trampled by the Fellowship as your little group of not quite the most popular adventurers, the most important adventurers. Let's see what that map looks like on the piece here. Oh, yeah. So that's the same. Oh, this is a bit bigger. Oh, no, it's the same. That hex map is the same. All right. That makes sense. So, yeah, here's a hex version of what we were looking at. And, oh, that's right. Then they're giving you the locations. So that's why they're giving you the sites of interest, and then the numbers are their locations, and then here's more just the drawn map. So that's nice, though. You can hex crawl to them, so the traveling mechanics and everything can be run that way. So that is it. And with the replacement dice, now we can finally roll the dice and see our proper results, and we'll never have to see a pesky 11 again. That's so funny. Yeah, I wonder what the miscommunication was. I don't know. I don't if they do these in China, maybe that was part of it. It's like you've got to have an 11, right? You've only got one. Nope, there's two unique sides on these D12s. But yeah, the One Ring. So this is Matt had a chance to play the starter set, so they did the Hobbit wrangling with the starter set. But I'm really, this has an interesting corruption mechanic, kind of a doom mechanic and things in it that seemed like it'd be really fun. And now that there are solo rules too, it might be fun to try out some of these sites of interest, make a character, find a patron, and do this. So that's a possibility for 2024. So that is our number 12, the One Ring, and it's a Lore Master screen, and then the supporting sites that they produced, the Runes of the Lost Realm. So what a long, crazy journey it has been. So this is all stuff that I've been wanting to, here we go, take a look at for the longest time, stuff that had arrived in Kickstarters that I hadn't gotten a chance to go through. And I figured let's just go through, until we have a chance to play it and then give it a formal review. Let's just go through a bunch of it around this Christmas time so I can put things on my shelf and not have them like splayed out everywhere, just waiting to be opened on camera. So, a lot of interesting, different kind of diverse approaches, a lot of rules light stuff, and newer systems. So and I was happy that Matt he'd heard of some of the games, but wasn't super familiar. So there were some new discoveries in there, and I hope the same is true for you. I hope that there was some stuff that looks interesting, like, from a quick play magazine in D6s to, something as involved as a solo world building in Starforged. Lots of stuff. So that will do it. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Yes. Ryan Ironwolf, thank you so much. And it was really fun. It was really fun to take a look at everything. And I'm glad to finally get a chance to open some of these things that have been waiting it was and there's more, more to come next year. So 2024. So Happy New Year. I'll be back with the weekly. Matt and I will do the weekly next week, but it's going to be a few days probably before I get much else posted. I will, though, continue to read. Oh, here it is. Spoilers. The rest of Dementia. So we still have 10 more chapters of Dementia, including, not including tonight's 25th chapter. So we'll continue to read Mutant Chronicles nightly. So a chapter a night. So that's going to take us, well into the first week of January. And then once that's finished, if you're a member or a patron, I'll put everything together as one big audio file or one big video for YouTube members. And you can have that all in one place, all one piece, so you don't have to deal with a playlist. And of course, the member version will be ad-free, and the patron version, of course, will be audio ad-free. So yeah, for some reason, Patreon has kind of limits on video sizes and things. That makes it impossible to do a over 10-hour video on their service. But it will, all that stuff will go up. And so happy holidays to everyone. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks again, Matt. I appreciate a nice Christmas Eve hangout. So yeah, that'll do it for this year. We're pretty much that's going to be all the games we'll be taking a look at, and I think the weekly this last week of December will be just kind of a look back at 2023, and we'll probably just be talking OGL and all the mistakes made by Wizards of the Coast, but some other stuff too. And looking back at everything that happened, basically our first year of Gen Con being back, basically out of the pandemic. So that's a good thing. Things are getting slightly back to normal until the election year in America. Then they'll get bad again. All right. So thank you for joining me. And please subscribe to the channel if you want to get notifications when we go live, and like this video if you want to have this shared around so more people can watch Matt and I flip through some fun stuff over the Christmas holiday. And there are 2 more streams, so I'll link those. I'll make a playlist of this, and I'll link everything in the description. And and I'll put links for all of the games too, either the digital or the shops for anything that you've seen here, so you can find it easily. And the digital versions, DriveThruRPG, will be an affiliate link, so it'll help support the site if you do buy from them. And so thank you so much. Upturned Table on all social media, patreon.com/upturnedtable. And have a good holiday, and see you next year, or before then, next Friday. So take care, and goodbye.